And welcome back here to the best mullet field. Rusty Witcher with you here on the Lark Network as we're starting our second game of the afternoon. We'll call it the evening now. And Coffeyville, after dropping game one in a walk-off bomb thanks to Marissa Harrison, Tyra Allen, the left fielder, start this off for the Red Ravens. And so Terry Stanton getting the nod here for the Larks in game two. And the first pitch from Terry missing inside to out. Terry's numbers on the season, she's 5-4, 4 complete games, 55 and a third innings pitched, 93 hits, 62 runs, 50 of which were earned, and a 29 walks, 49 strikeouts, and a 6.33 ERA, and that's on the ground at Jesse at short. Jesse plays it over. Katie's over there first, and there's one away. Hey, Erica, when you're done, can I get that lineup card from you? The Hesston one. Here, I don't need till between innings, so that'll bring up Maddie Tadris. Tadris. Coming to bat here. And Tadris had herself a pretty good day in game one. 3 singles, 3 for 4. Andrew a walk as she takes a pitch high from Terry. Whether you're a fan of the Larks, fan of the Red Ravens, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a text, 620-217-1465. And the baseball team doesn't have shirts on. Down here to the right. That's a swing and a miss. And the count is even 1 ball, 1 strike. That one misses upstairs. Oh yeah, the whole DP thing. There's a switch going on in that situation. Yeah, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And there's a pitch that gets over for a strike from Terry. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the 2-2 coming up. Terry deals. That's a fly ball. That's dropping in. That will drop in for a base hit. And Tadris aboard with the single. Coffeyville, their first hit of the game, out hit the Larks in game one. That brings up Gracie Hilburn, the shortstop. Hilburn had a couple singles in game one and takes a pitch for a ball. Defensively, Maddie's out in left, Lexi in center, and Olivia over there in right. Kimbo at the hot corner. Jesse and Izzy up the middle, short and second. Katie over at first. Marissa behind the dish as Terry misses downstairs, and the count 2 balls and no strikes to Hilburn. Herrera waits on deck. Chumley to follow. That one misses upstairs. And they count 3 balls, no strikes. And the 3-0 pitch coming up from Terry. Drifts downstairs, and that's a walk. So Hilburn aboard, and quickly Coffeyville 2 runners on with 1 away. Now can I get that lineup card from you? Thank you. Herrera stepping in for her first at bat in game 2. Pops it straight up. That will get out of play for a foul ball. The 0-1 coming up. That's hammered foul on the left side. The count is even, or it moves the count to strikes to Ariel Herrera. Excuse me. Chumley on deck, 1 away, 2 runners on. Count is 0-2 here to the first baseman Herrera. Terry missing high on the rise. Ball on the count now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss by Herrera. She is retired. And that brings up Kylie Chumley, the third baseman. Chumley. Digging in. Chumley had herself a pretty good day, too, at the dish in game 1. Couple bunt singles. Swinging first pitch. Popped up, right side. Katie won the play. So the Larks force Coffeyville to strand a pair. And we will go to the bottom of the first. No score after a half inning of play. Back after this here on the Lark Network. And welcome back here to the best mullet field here on the campus of Hesston College on the southeast quarter of the campus. Addison back on the hill, or in the circle, I should say. Old things die hard. Addison on the hill, and Beck has appeared in 5 games, with 1 start, 2 2/3 innings pitched, and she'll face off against Jessie Miranda. And Jessie takes a pitch right there at the top of the zone for a strike. That one rises high, stays inside. And again, 1 ball, 1 strike to Ms. Miranda. That's on the ground. That's a base hit through the hole. And Jesse aboard. That brings up Lexi Sylvie. So Jesse aboard. And Lexi steps in. Lexi had herself a pretty good game. First pitch, she flares off and out of play. Jesse's taking off and slips in safely. Another stolen base for the Lark career leader in stolen bases. Lex quickly behind 0-2. Lexi fights one off, fouls it off, and pops out of play. The 0-2 misses low and away. That puts a 1 ball on the scoreboard. Strike 3 called outside corner. Lexi goes down. So 1 away for Kimbo Hobson. That one misses outside. Jesse gets halfway and trots back. Trying to stay away from Kimbo. The 1-0 coming up. Beck deals, and Kimbo pops out of play. And the count quickly even at a ball and a strike. Pitch misses, and the count now 2 balls and a strike. Again, whether you're a fan of the Red Raven, fan of the Larks, we'd love to hear from you. That one pops up and gets through the catcher, Ahmed, and that allows Jesse to get to third. And the count's 3 balls and a strike. Kimbo fouls it off. 4 full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Hit Kimbo. Nope, they're calling a foul ball. Oh no, they're saying Kimbo was hit. And Kimbo aboard. That brings up Maddie Rosales. Runners at the corners, 1 away. For the Larks in the bottom of the first, trying to break something open. That one rises high. And Kimbo trotting back to first. Maddie digging in here. That one too far in. And again, Kimbo trying to force a throw. 2 balls, no strikes here to Maddie. There's a strike in our half. They count 2 balls, 1 strike. That is golfed foul on the left side. And they count 2 and 2. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss for Maddie. That is the 12th strikeout on the season for Beck. And that brings up Marissa Harrison, who was the hero in Game 1 with the walk-off home run. So Marissa digging in. Beck gets her sign. And misses outside, 1 ball. Beck looking to deal again. Comes inside, catches the corner on the inner half, and the count 1-1. Marissa hit the first home run in Best Mullet Field history last year. It was the only second season, only about 1.5 if you take into account the effects of the pandemic, as Marissa pops it up on the infield, and that will do it. Larkstrand a pair. We've played an inning, no score here from Best Mullet Field, back with the top of the second after this.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
And welcome back here to the bottom of the, rather the top of the second. Innings are hard. Addie Beck, the pitcher, starting this off for the Red Ravens. Each team with a hit. Each team stranded 2 in their half of their respective inning. And Terry Stanton misses low and away. Much to the dismay of the baseball team, who is to the right of the stands, trying to repay the favor the other night the softball team did from coming on and cheering. That one too far in, and Beck skips out of the way, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0. That misses downstairs. And the count 3 balls, no strikes. The big 3-0 pitch coming up. Beck looks her way aboard. And that puts the leadoff runner on for Sherry Green. Green tries to lay the bunt down and fouls it off. This is her 10th at-bat on the season. 1 hit in 9 at-bats, so. The 0-1 coming up. Terry drops that in for a strike. And the count 0-2 to Green. The 0-2 from Terry. Changeup that's fouled back. Green stays alive. And the count 0-2. That one fouled off, and Green still battling. Count still remaining 0-2. We count 1-2. Green's a freshman from Texas. Diving back in, throw down as Green retired. And one away here for Aliyah Ahmed. Ahmed, the catcher, she's behind the dish. Popped up. And G off on the far side. And there's 2 away. That will bring up Chrislyn Mays. Mays had herself a pretty good day at the dish in game 1. Some bunt singles. And Terry starts Mays off with a strike on the outer half. That's punched foul left side in the count 0-2. Got a text saying, good to see you doing what you do, Jesse Girl, go Larks. Jesse's folks, family, texting in. And the count 0-2. Always good to hear from California. And the count 0-2 here to Mays. 1 o'clock first pitch to start on Saturday. And that one flared off. And Jessie can't come up with a diving try. And Mays will have herself a little bloop single. Can't even fault the effort. Jessie makes a diving attempt at that, and they're 2 on. Extraordinary effort. And that brings up Tyra Al, who grounded out to Jessie in her first at bat. Al digs in. Fly ball left side. Maddie Rosales camping underneath it. And makes the play. Larks force the Red Ravens to strand a pair. We played an inning and a half. We'll be back after this message from Blue Stem Communities.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
And welcome back. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Terry Stanton coming to bat here for the Larks. Terry stepped into pitch hit duty in game 1 and was promptly plunked. So Terry actually getting extended time at the plate in game 2. So we've got pitcher versus pitcher, Beck versus Stanton. Beck deals, and Terry takes a strike right down the pipe. And the count 0-1. The change drops in for the strike, and the count 0-2 quickly. Terry behind. Terry swinging through. And a strikeout into the books for Addie Beck.
Now batting, number 5, Katie Alanese.
Katie Alanese coming to bat. And Katie pulls back and takes the ball high. The 1-0. Too far outside, and the count moves 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike, top half of the zone, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. That one fouled back and out of play. And the count now, even 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Katie steps back in, 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out here, bottom of the second. There's a fly ball left side, a long run for out. That will drop in. Katie's going to have herself a double as she's going to pull into second with a stand up. 2 bag. And that brings up Izzy Kane. So Izzy digs in. We'll have to adjust between innings. Someone came up and I saw the cameras drifting. Little bump by Izzy. Izzy been hit out of the box and she is out. And they're 2 outs. Olivia Nava coming to bat here in the second. With 2 away and a runner at second. Olivia gulps one, chopped to the first baseman, Herrera, who steps on first. Lark Strand, a runner. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Story, just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
And welcome back here as we're going to the top of the third. Maddie Tanner is coming to bat. She singled her first at bat. As Tatters was stranded in the first. Amazing basketball player Juwan Clifton has found his way to the press box, which is no surprise. As that one's a mile-high pop-up, Jesse calling for it, and she'll make the play. 1 away, first pitch swinging for Terry. That brings up Gracie Hilburn. Hilburn drew a walk and was stranded. So Hilburn digging in. And Terry misses down low. The 1-0. Terry's rise ball misses a little bit high in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 coming up here from Terry in just a second. She gets her sign from Marissa. Too far outside despite the frame job from Marissa. And the count 3 balls, no strikes here to Gracie Hilburn. Hilburn, the 5'2 freshman catcher from Valley Mills, Texas. And the 3-0 coming up. There's a strike on the outside corner. On the count, 3 balls and 1 strike to Gracie Hilburn. The 3-1 on the way. That one is popped up off the fists, and Jesse makes a play. 2 outs here for Terry and the Lark defense. That'll bring up Ariel Herrera. Herrera struck out in her first at bat. And that one is across at the knees for a strike. Herrera pops it out of play on the right side. And the count 0-2. Again, if you're a fan of the Red Ravens, fan of the Larks, we'd love to hear from you. Drop us a text, 620-217-1465. That one comes inside. Herrera is hit. And she was aboard now. Chumley popped out in her first at bat. And she is showing bunt early. She'll pull back. And she'll take a strike from Terry. Two away here in the top of the third. A runner aboard for the Red Ravens. The 0-1 rises high in the count, even at a ball and a strike. Terry paints the lower part of the zone on a strike. And they count 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chumley. Chumley, the second leading hitter on the Coffeyville team with a .514 average. That's on the ground hard at Jesse. Jesse flips to Izzy. Jesse makes all the plays in the inning for defensive outs. We've played 2.5. Larks and Red Ravens tied with no score. We'll be back with the bottom of the third after this here on the Lark Network.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
And welcome back here to the bottom of the third, Larks and Red Ravens in a conference battle. Jessie Miranda start things off. She singled and stole a base in the first inning. So Jessie will dig in. Jessie, Lexi, and Kimbo all do up. On the ground of the second baseman, who flings it over and in time. Lexi Sylvie coming up. That was Mays on the play. Lexi struck out looking. Lexi hammers one base knockout there to right field. Lexi sat back and drove it out there. First pitch swinging. And again brings up Kimbo Hobson. Kimberlin digging in. So Kim was hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance in this game. Takes a changeup. Lexi off to the races. Lexi swipes second. Thought about going to third, but stays at second. That is Lexi Sylvie's 14th stolen base on the year. So she moves quickly into scoring position for Kimbo. Kimbo rips one foul past first base coach Max Hedden. Pitch misses outside. Like, yeah, 1-2. That one gets away from Beck. And we're even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kimbo on the ground of the shortstop. The throw just in time. Hilburn comes up with a play. So 2 outs for Maddie Rosales. That one misses downstairs, 1 ball. That one misses upstairs, and Maddie quickly ahead, 2 balls, no strikes. That one in the dirt. Maddie now in front, 3 balls, no strikes. Little homage to Texas A&M coming from the baseball team. Inside for a strike. On the count, 3-1. Back. Misses upstairs. Maddie aboard on the walk. So runners at the corners. For Marissa Harrison. Marissa popped out in her first at bat. Marissa did hit bomb number 6. As she digs in. Marissa left center. One run is in. Maddie on her way. And Marissa has the stand-up double and a 2-run double at that. So 2 quickly in. As Marissa jumped all over the first pitch she saw and drove it to the left field fence. Left center. On a frozen rope of a drive. Terry Stanton digging in. So the Larks add 2 here in the bottom half of the third. And have the first runs of the game as Terry takes a pitch high for a ball. That one stays upstairs. And the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Time being called. Ahmed wants to go out and talk things over with Beck. Terry Stanton now ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Terry on the ground at the second baseman Mays, the flip over in time, but the Larks add 2 or score the first 2 runs of the game on the double by Marissa Harrison. We have played 3 innings heading top of 4. Larks lead 2-0 back with the top of the 4th here on Larkcast. And welcome back to the top of the 4th here in this Jayhawk Conference matchup. Addie Beck pitcher to start things off here for the Coffeyville Red Raiders. Beck drew a walk. There's a line drive that's hit over the head of Lexi Sylvie. Beck thinking 2, and Beck will slide in with a double. That brings up Cherie Green. So Cherie Green coming to bat. So Cherie Green struck out in her first at bat. Terry misses outside 1 ball. Green pops it up and a diving catch for Marissa Harrison. What a play for Marissa to take away on the pop out. Aaliyah Ahmed comes to bat, the catcher for Coffeyville with 1 away. Fouled off on the first pitch for Ahmed. The 0-1 coming up. Popped up left side. That'll be a fly ball that gets. And Maddie Rosales makes a play. 2 away. For Chrislyn Mays. Mays fouls off the first pitch she sees. Mays singled her last at bat. The 0-1. Mays chases, and she's quickly behind 0-2. The 0-2. Too far outside. Terry trying to force Mays to chase. Mays lays off. The 1-2. Popped up. And out of play. So the count remaining 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mays. She's choked way up. Chases outside. We've played 3.5. Larks now lead 2-0. We'll be back after this.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
Katie Alanini is coming to bat here. Katie doubled her last at bat. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Let me clear that on the scoreboard, excuse me. Bottom four, Larks lead 2-0. Katie, Izzy, and Olivia all due up. Good to see Izzy in the lineup after taking an errant BP throw when she was warming up one of the pitchers, and there's a strike to Katie from Beck. That's on the ground, and there's a hopping base hit for Katie. Katie 2 for 2. Quickly out there, and that brings up Izzy. Izzy Kane coming to bat. Izzy was out of the box in her last at bat. She'll take one low for a ball. The 1-0 coming up from Beck as she gets her sign. Coffeyville kind of looks like they're going back to the old school conventional signs as that one misses high, 2 balls, no strikes. That one too far in. Izzy quickly in front, 3 balls, no strikes. That one upstairs, and Izzy aboard after 4 quick balls. Olivia Nava coming to bat with 2 on, none out in the bottom of here, half of the fourth. Beck starts. Olivia off with the ball. Missed 5 straight pitches. There's a strike on the outside half. And they can't even the ball and a strike. Olivia lifts one, and that will drop foul as Chumley tried to track it down, could not come up with it. On the count 1-2 now to Olivia. Olivia grounded out in her first at bat. Olivia lays off the high cheese. And we're even 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one too far in, Olivia ducks out of the way. And now we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Strike 3 called. Olivia goes down looking. That brings up Jessie Miranda. Jessie, line drive, snag throw, not in. Looks like they did get Izzy doubled off. So a line drive turns into a double play. And we've played 4. Larks lead 2-0 back after this. And walking up to the plate for Coffeyville, number 4, the left fielder, Tyra Owl. So Tyra Owl to bat. She's 0 for 2. And Owl takes a pitch from Terry Lowe, 1 ball. And the count 1-0 to Owl. Terry misses low. And the count 2-0. Busy weekend ahead for Lark Athletics. Terry stays too far inside, and the count 3 balls and no strikes. Baseball on the road. Lark softball in action Saturday, 1 o'clock right here on this channel. Then we'll take a break and try and probably have to start soccer on channel 2 at 5 and 7:30. There's a line drive. That'll to the left center field. That'll get to the fence. Tyra Owl has herself a double. And she is aboard. And that'll bring up Maddie Tadro. Tadro pops the bunt up. Terry can't come up with it on the little bleeding bunt, and she is aboard. Well, it can only be scored as a single. And now runners at the corners. For Gracie Hilburn. Pitch outside from Terry. And the 1-0. On the ground, Jesse comes up, can't make a play. It'll be a hard hit ball that bounces her way to a hit. So 3 hits in the inning and a flock of ravens on the base paths. Wonder what the scientific grouping for ravens are. I know it's an exaltation of larks or a murder of crows. What's a group of ravens? Fly ball lifted. Lexi coming in. Now she'll go back. She'll make the play. Run will come home on the sacrifice fly by Herrera. And Coffeyville on the board with its first run. Chumley 0 for 2. Fly ball again. That'll stay on the infield. And Jesse makes a play. Snaps the throw back to Kimbo. Addie Beck doubled her last at bat, and she takes a pitch low for a ball. 2 away, a run across. And the 1-0. There's a strike at the knees from Terry, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. That is hard hit at Jesse. Jesse sits on it and flips to Izzy for the out. One run for the Ravens. We've played 4.5. Larks lead 2-1. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th after this.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
Lexi Sylvie to combat here. Lex singled her last at bat and solo base, scored a run. Beck deals, and Lex pulls back but takes a strike. The 0-1, that is hammered left side. Lex with a base hit. Right side, that is. Left and right, they're tough. Lex aboard having herself a day.
Now batting, number 9, Kimbo Hobson.
Kimberlyn Hobson digs in. She was hit by a pitch, grounded out in her last at bat. Tadra's having herself a timeout there in center field with every walk-up song. Lex was jumping on the first pitch. She'll swipe. Second base. Her second steal. A ball to Kimbo. The 1-0. Rises high, stays high, floats high, whatever you'd like to call it, was up there in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Kimbo on the ground. Foul territory fielded over there by Herrera. They count 2-1. Kimbo rips a shot. That is past Herrera. Lex will wheel her way into home, and Kimbo has herself a ribby on this hard-hit single. The Larks add a run. That brings up Maddie Rosales. So Kimbo just hammered that ball past Herrera on the single. That brings up Maddie Rosales, who's 0 for 1. Drew a walk, scored a run. And lifts one that will drift foul just by about a foot. So Maddie quickly in an 0-1 hole. That one lifted high in the air. Al will play it out there in left field for the out. Marissa Harrison will bat. Marissa doubled in her last at bat. So Marissa digging in. First pitch swinging, hammers one foul. The 0-1 coming up here. Marissa lifts that one foul and out of play. I count 0-2 to Ms. Harrison. That one lifted high. That may stay in play. Chumley trying to track it down and will ice cream cone it for the out over there in front of the dugout. Almost came squirting back out. That brings up Terry Stanton. And that one misses downstairs catches the block to a strike to Terry. Terry takes it off the elbow, and she's aboard. Katie, who's swinging a hot bat. Looks like Madison Huber coming in to run. for Kimbo.
Now running number 6, Madison Deaver.
Katie has doubled and singled. That one's lifted. That could be trouble. Going back was Hilburn, but she'll make the play. Larks add a run to their total. They now lead 3-1. We'll be back after this here on the Lark Network. And welcome back here. We're into the bottom of the sixth. Excuse me, the top of the sixth. I forgot to flip my scorebook over. Top six, Green, Ahmed, and Mays all due up here for Coffeyville, the Red Ravens. Cherie Green. Green 0 for 2. And Cherie Green lifts one, and that will get foul. Just tailed foul. Had that been fair, Green would have had an opportunity to run for a while. That would have trickled all the way to the left field corner. That one's on the ground at Jesse. Jesse plays it off the hop, tosses across. And they count. And that is an out. That brings up Aliyah Ahmed. That one outside, 1 ball. Terry deals. Ahmed hammers at Kimbo with a jumping stop. Toss across. Katie comes up and finds it on the far side. That'll bring up Chrislyn Mays. Mays singled and struck out. There's 2 outs here. In the inning. And Mays lifts one foul on the left side. The 0-1. Popped up. That'll stay on the infield. Jesse calls for it. She'll go back. Coffeyville goes quickly and quietly in their half of the sixth. We've played 5.5. Larks 3. Red Ravens 1 back after this.
New beginnings are wonderful at any age.
Everyone has a story. Just stop and listen.
Life can be tough, but you're tougher.
Surround yourself with people of all ages.
Keep trying new things. It really doesn't matter if you fail.
Celebrate and enjoy this season of life.
Mackenzie Kane.
Izzy Kane to start this off here in the bottom of the sixth for the Larks. Larks lead 3-1. Here as we are in the bottom six. So Iz digs in. She drew a walk. She was out of the box. She's 0 for 1. There's a little looper. Izzy has herself a single. 7. She's thinking 3, and she will slip in there to third. A single and an error for Izzy. That'll bring up Olivia Nava. So Liv digs in, and she'll lift one on the ground, and that's bobbled over there. Olivia aboard, and the run comes home. Bottom 6, and Olivia on. Jesse coming in. Jesse takes a pitch out and low. Looks like we got about a half an hour or so till it starts to rain. So hopefully we can get this game in. 1-0. Jesse lifts one, and that is dropping in for a base knock for Jesse. Back-to-back hits here for the Larks. That brings up Lexi Sylvie. Lexi's been swinging a hot bat. She's 2 for 3. What? Might be your favorite, Erica. We have a $1,500 camera sitting out there. So that's why we're trying. We can hope we can get through this. That went downstairs to Lex, 1 ball. I do like the smell of rain. Erica's up here talking about how much she likes the rain. Unfortunately, it's going to be a cold rain, as that one's upstairs for a ball. That's hard hit, base knock for Lex. She continues to swing that hot stick, and the bases are loaded. An exaltation of Larks on the base pass, so the meadow is occupied for Kimbo Hobson. Bases loaded. None out for Kimbo. And she had singled her last at bat and drove in a run. That went too far outside. 1 ball for Kimbo. The 1-0. Kimbo just loops 1 foul. And the count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike. So the 1-1 coming up. Kimbo fights one off, fouls off. On the count 1-2. Kind of a protect herself type of swing. Kimbo lifts it in the screen. 1-2. Kimbo lifts one left side, and that long run for Al, and that will drop foul. Kimbo still with more batter's box disco dancing as she stays alive. We count 1-2. That one high, gets through the catcher, and Olivia slips in underneath. Runners move up. And the Larks add a run. Time being called. Discussion being made about what they want to do here with 2 on, a runner in, 2 across already. And that looks like that's going to close the book on Beck. As Schroyer coming back into pitch. Counts 2-2. This is incredible. This is an interesting move here. As Schroyer coming back into pitch here. Kimbo's at the dish. With a 2-2 count. Tough thing here for Schroyer, too. Coming in cold, having to pitch with a 2-2 count. And here we go. That is an interesting move. And the count's 2-2. 2-2 on the way. That's a line drive. That is going back. Al on her heels makes a play. Will score a run. Runners will move up. Slipping underneath was Lexi Sylvie. Kimbo gets a long sacrifice fly to left field, an RBI. And another run comes in. That's the first out of the inning for the Larks. And Maddie Rosales comes to the plate. Maddie hammers one that's gloved by Chumley, throw across, will get the run home.
Now batting, number 28, Marissa Harrison.
And Marissa Harrison comes to bat. 7-1 the score. Larks in front, 7-1. Marissa off the hands and fouls it back into the fence. With 2 outs. The 0-1. Rises high to Marissa in the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. That's on the ground at Chumley. She'll play it. Tosses over. We'll go to the top of the 7th. Coming back after this. And welcome back here to Best Mullet Field. Down to the 7th. We go. Larks lead 7-1. Rain is at the county line, about 20 miles away, just under 20 miles away. And it looks like it's pretty good. And that brings up Tyra Al. Al doubled her last at bat. That's a line drive base knock. She's thinking single. She will hold at 1. So Al singles her way aboard. Maddie Tadros coming up. Tadros. Digs in. Tadris is from Owasso, Oklahoma. And she takes a strike from Terry on the first pitch. Laying the bunt down, Marissa throws to Izzy Wheeling. Nobody covering for the second time on the far side on the bunt. That's the second time Alla has done that. And one out. That'll bring up Gracie Hilburn. Hilburn singled and walked and popped out. So 1 for 2. Evening in the nightcap. And takes a pitch of the knees for a strike. Oh, it gets through. Marissa run will come home. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, a tap foul. I count 1 ball, 2 strikes. I think it was tapped off of Marissa. On the 1-2. On the ground, base knock. Lark's trying for the throw out from right field. Time being called. Looks like the meeting on the circle is over for the Larks. They lead 7-2. A runner aboard with 1 out for Coffeyville. Herrera digging in, lifts one on the left side, or the right side. Izzy making the play going back, and there's 2 away. That brings up Kylie Chumley. Chumley's 0 for 3, excuse me. Chumley shows bunt. She likes to show bunt and pull back. On the ground, Jesse plays it deep in the hole. Throw across. Not in time as Chumley dives in. And she's safe with the single. Interesting about that play, and here's something we've learned over the years, that you actually slow down when you slide into first base. First base is one of the since you can run through, you actually slow down by clutching yourself to gather yourself to slide. You slow down because you can't overrun it, because you can run all the way past it. So 2 on, 2 outs here for Addie Beck. She doubled, walked, doubled, and grounded out. And she takes a pitch upstairs from Terry. The 1-0. There's a pitch that stays low with the count. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0. Diving back out there at first base was Chumley. There's a good pitch at the knees for a strike, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Tapped foul left side, and we're even 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Lark softball and be in action Saturday, 1 o'clock right here on the Lark Network. That went too far outside. And we're full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming in from Terry. That is well hit over the head of Olivia Nava. 2 runs come in on the double. 7-4 the score, as Beck has her second double. And that puts up two. That one too far in, and Green wears it, and she's aboard. Ahmed comes to bat. So 2 on. 7-4 the score. And there's a pitch at the lower corner for a strike to Ahmed. 2 away. And the tying run standing at the plate for Coffeyville. Fly ball left side. Maddie Rosales going on, and she'll squeeze it, and that will do it. And the Larks come away with a 7-4 victory here in Game 2. Larks pick up the sweep. They move to 14-10 and 6-6 in Jayhawk Conference play. Cali will drop to 5-19 and 4-12 in conference. That's going to do it for us. we're going to call it an evening. We will catch you guys on Saturday right here on the Lark Network. First pitch, 1 o'clock. I'm Rusty Witcher saying thank you and good night.